but I'm so frustrated. Hello to my loneliness. I guess that ignorance is bliss. Take me back to before the new. Rewind, take it out of cue. Innocence can be a young man's game. Signed up for the hall of shame. I wish I knew.
On our second evening, we did the Sounds of Silence dinner and the Field of Light art installation. We were picked up from the Ayers Rock Resort, and when we arrived at the destination, we were offered a drink and some finger food while taking in views of Uluru and the sunset. We could also see Kata Tjuta in the distance. Then all the guests walked down a trail leading to the place where we would be having dinner. Dinner was 3 courses. We had bush tomato soup with a bread roll as the first course. Main course was a buffet of salads, meat and seafood dishes, including kangaroo, lamb and barramundi, which is a fish. Dessert was also buffet style and consisted mainly of small cakes. I had really high expectations for the food at the dinner. The Sounds of Silence dinner is quite an iconic activity to do when you visit Uluru. Sadly, I felt the food and presentation was average to below average. The highlight of the night for me was after dinner when they turned off the table lighting. What we could see up in the sky was the most stars I've ever seen in my life. A resident star expert was there to point out some of the planets and constellations, for example, Taurus, Gemini, Orion, the Southern Cross. After the star talk, we walked down a different path to go to the Field of Light art installation. By this point, it was around 10 p.m. Sorry to say, but the installation didn't do it for me. I think if you were to do Field of Light at sunrise or sunset, it would be better because you would still be able to see some of the surrounding landscape. So visually it would be more interesting, but at 10 p.m. it was pitch dark apart from the colored glass bulbs of light.
I wish I knew. I miss not knowing that we're all screwed when we play our roles and ignore the problems.
On our second last day, we did the AAT Kings Uluru Sunrise and Kata Tjuta tour. The day started really early with a 5:15 a.m. departure from the Ayers Rock Resort. The tour company provided a hot drink and some snacks to enjoy before experiencing sunrise at Uluru. This was the closest I got to the rock itself in the whole trip. There were pathways you could wander along, or you could go up to a platform viewing area. We had around 40 to 45 minutes at this location. Then we were back on board the coach to go to Kata Tjuta. At Kata Tjuta, we'd be doing what is classed as a moderate walk to the gorge. The tour guide mentioned that there was no pressure to go all the way to the gorge if you didn't feel like it or didn't want to. Considering daytime temperatures reach 40+ degrees Celsius at this time of year, March, there's no need to push yourself. My mum and I went at our own pace to the others. We took the time to enjoy the views and the experience, and I would say we got close to the halfway point. If it wasn't so hot and we didn't have a 1-hour time limit, we would have made it to the gorge in our own time. We left Kata Tjuta around 9 a.m. and drove to some nearby lookouts for more views of Kata Tjuta. All in all, this half-day tour was a great experience. Just some information now on how to get to this part of Australia and where to stay. Ayers Rock has a small airport. We flew direct from Melbourne with Jetstar and it's around a 2.5-hour flight. When you stay at the Ayers Rock Resort, which is the main accommodation centre in the region, airport transfers by coach are complimentary. There are several hotels at the resort. We stayed at the Lost Camel Hotel. I'll give you a quick room tour. There was a seating area. The sink area was open to the rest of the room, which worked well. On the right, the entire room was dedicated to the shower. That's a shower curtain covering the window. On the other side of the sink is the toilet. Our room had a really good layout, was a good size, and was very comfortable. The Lost Camel is probably the most central hotel in the resort. It's right next door to the town square, which is where you'll find Geckos Cafe. I recommend their chicken poke bowl and their burgers. The food at Ayers Wok is also good. They only open for dinner and only do takeout. Food at Kulata Academy Cafe is more affordable. I tried their almond croissant, which was delicious. And there's also a small IGA supermarket just off the town square. Tap water at the resort is perfectly safe to drink. I used it to brush my teeth. But when traveling, we prefer to drink bottled water, so we were at the IGA every day. When we stayed at the resort in March 2023, the resort was cashless, so you need to bring a debit or credit card for your purchases. The only place accepting cash was the IGA supermarket. Just some final words. There are a number of free cultural activities you can do at the resort. We watched a documentary about stars, and at the end there was a live Q&A with their star guy. This was the same guy who spoke at the Sounds of Silence dinner. But most afternoons we stayed in the air-conditioned comfort of our hotel room. There is a scenic lookout at the resort where you may like to go to see the sunrise or sunset. You can see Uluru from the lookout. We went there to catch a sunrise. This is a very special part of Australia. The hospitality was very warm and friendly. We had a great holiday and would love to go back in a few years' time, but at a much cooler time of year. Thanks for watching the video. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. I'll leave you now with this sunrise.